So today I wanted to talk a little bit about weight, non-scale victories, and all that stuff. Because basically, as females, we have become addicted to the scale. And in often a very unhealthy addiction. A lot of you are probably weighing yourself every single day, maybe even several times a day. Now, maybe some of you are only weighing yourself once a week, which is good, but the scale can really affect us mentally when we step on that scale, because often it does not tell us most of the time what we want it to tell us. Once in a while it does and we get excited, but oftentimes it doesn't, and it sends us into a bit of a mental tailspin. And I'm going to tell you a couple of reasons why going by the scale often isn't a good measure of your success. Because there are so many factors that can affect when you step on that scale. Are you on your period? Are you about to start your period? Have you just finished your period? Did you take in a lot of sodium the day before? Did you do a very intense workout? Because when we do, we get muscle tears and our body sends water in helping repair those muscles, which inflames us and gives us more water weight. Were we dehydrated? Did we? There are just so many factors that can affect when we step on that scale. So I want you only stepping on the scale once a week. Pick your day, be it a Saturday, a Sunday. I often recommend actually Saturday morning, because let's face it, if we are going to have a cheat for the week, it's going to happen on Saturday night usually. And if we're weighing after like Sunday or Monday, that shows on the scale, that cheat. So I recommend really weighing in on Saturday morning, and only that. As soon as you get up in the morning, after you go to the bathroom, but before you eat your breakfast, weigh in. That is the only time you should be stepping on that scale. But what I want to talk about more is if you feel that you need to be really daily tracking your progress, take measurements every day of your waist. That's ultimately the measure of, are you getting smaller? Not that scale. I keep pointing out here because that's where my scale is. Not that scale, but measurements. Take out the tape measure and measure your waist every day if you must. Measure the fullest part of your bust. Measure the fullest part of your hips. Do that every day if you want, but do not step on that scale every day. And oftentimes we're going to see things like the measurements change, or we're going to get some non-scale victories. That's what I want you looking for, is non-scale victories. And maybe some of you are wondering, well, what are non-scale victories? Non-scale victories are things like, for instance, I've had some clients before that have mentioned that all of a sudden they can fit into, the knee-high boots, the winter fashion boots that are all out there that everybody wants to get into, and they go up to your knee and you zip them up. I've had lots of people who can't even really get into them at all, or not comfortably, like they're stuffing their calf into that boot. And then all of a sudden, they can get into that boot comfortably and zip it up. They can buy any kind of fashion boot they want. That's a non-scale victory. That's a huge victory. Or that hats are fitting them better. Like some people, we gain weight everywhere and we lose it everywhere. It doesn't lose in just one specific spot. And all of a sudden they've got hats that are fitting them better. Or your rings are fitting more comfortably. You can get your rings on and off for the first time in years. Or there's that, everybody has those article clothing that they save from their old years that they can't fit into, that all of a sudden they're starting to fit into. I mean, that was my first big non-scale victory. I didn't have huge success on the scale. And I was upset at first. I wasn't seeing big numbers when I started my journey with Beachbody. But I kept going because I knew there were going to be changes. And the first thing I noticed after only 3 weeks is that I had a pair of dress pants that I tried to put on for a business meeting. I couldn't even begin to zip them up. 3 weeks later, I was putting those on and I wasn't squeezing myself into them. I was actually zipping them up and wearing them comfortably. That's huge. I'm much more happy that I could fit into those pants than the scale telling me I had only lost 3 pounds. That's what the scale told me the first 3 weeks of my journey. I only lost 3 pounds. If I went by just that scale, I would have been so devastated, so upset. I would have been like, I'm doing this for nothing. So you got to watch for those non-scale victories that are telling you that you are getting progress, that you are getting there, that you are succeeding, that you are on the right path. So I want you to look out for those, and we'll discuss a little more probably at some point at the end of what happens after you have all these big gains, these big non-scale victories. What happens when things start to slow down? How do you start to deal with that mentally? So first, I just want you giving up that scale as your measurement tool. It only screws with you mentally, and start looking for how are your clothes fitting better. All right? Have a good day, ladies.